All right, we are live. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is going to be a good one. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who is here watching this podcast tonight, whenever you are watching this. Today, I'm going to get into a few things. I have a good notebook of some notes I took today, so I'm going to be a bit more direct with this one. But first off, I'd like to start with what this is basically stating: is how to plan your previous week and how to review what you've done the week before, if that makes sense, right? And it's basically a lot about time management. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so I'm just going to go off of the list here. Create a habit of going through the previous week and look over your goals so that you have an idea of how you're going to prioritize the following week. Going over, so exactly what that says. Write down your goals for the previous week and review what you did the following week. Or the following, I think I've mixed that up. The following week, you need to review what you did. And then for the previous week, you need to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? Continue to evolve, continue to look at where your time is going and where it's being spent, and continue to plan. Always plan. Like I stated earlier, plan what you're going to do the next week, the previous week, the following week, right? The only way to grow is to plan. Simple as that, right? Create a weekly planning template, and that's a very important one. Is the same thing with the goals. Is write down exactly what your goal is, what you're trying to achieve through the following week, and then go off of that. First question to ask in the weekly plan is hindsight, right? Hindsight is where you review your previous week and rank each day on a scale of 1 to 5. How effective and how productive was the week in the terms of getting to your goal or desired state? If that makes any sense, it makes sense to me, right? Daily rank, you need to daily rank, weekly, daily ranking, weekly ranking, monthly ranking, it doesn't really matter, but you need to be ranking from a scale of 1 to 5. How effective was that week? How effective was the day? Did you get anything done through the day? Did you achieve your goal? Or the process of the days throughout the week, did it benefit or drive you to the desired state you want to go? Let's see here. Keep promises to yourself, man. That's a good one. Is make a promise to yourself, whatever the goal. Like write down a goal. Keep that promise to yourself. If you want to make 7 figures, 6 figures, if you want to get to a new job, if you just want to, if you want to build something, it doesn't matter what the hell the goal is. But keep that promise to yourself. You're going to if you tell yourself and your people you're going to do something, keep that promise and do it. Well, you need to go over what was learned in the previous week. Take a moment to look back and observe what was learned. Like, for instance, I don't know how to explain this one, but it's exactly as I stated right there, man, is go through, like, look over the previous week. What did you learn in that previous week? What was it that caught your eye? And then think of, okay, what can I learn the following week? What can I achieve this next week? And you need to do that to look back and observe what was learned. Where was my time being wasted? Where's my time going, right? And for me, it's, making this podcast, but at the same time, it could be with anything. What in the days of the week, month, year are you doing, and how is your time being used effectively, productively, and how is it being wasted? Are you scrolling on social media, doing endless things that don't benefit you in any source of way? Or are you using the time that you could be scrolling on your phone or watching TV and doing something productive to get you to your desired state and move you up the value ladder, as I like to call it, move you up further, give you a push to where you want to go? Um, who who do you need to follow up with? Who do I need to follow up with? As I stated, I think in the other episode of the podcast, creating um, creating connections. Building connections with individuals, going to different businesses, to different individuals, getting to know the individual, and are you following up? Are you following up with the individual? Are you just you meet them and then you're just gone with them, right? Because for me, if I'm gonna meet somebody, it doesn't even matter if I'm selling them something. Just keeping up with the individual, knowing what they're up to, gives them a bit more security. Um, write down your goals, as I stated. Write down your goals and continuously open up your goals and review them to remind yourself where you want to go, what you're striving for. What is your goal? What are you going to do through the week, month, year to get you to that goal? Like I stated a while back, if you got a goal, make a promise to yourself that you're going to achieve that goal. And then, like I stated earlier with the time management, is if you are mindlessly scrolling on social media, you're doing whatever it is you do, right? That's wasting your time. That is not giving you, pushing you to where you want to go and your goals. You're not going to win. But write down, exactly as I stated, write down your goals, type them, it doesn't matter what it is, write down your goals and continuously open up your goals. Remind yourself, what is my goal and what am I going to do to achieve it? And how am I going to achieve it? So, what specific actions am I going to take that will benefit my growth? And that's pretty good as far as, the previous week. What did I do the previous week that's benefited me or pushed me further to get to my goals? And what am I going to do the following week to push me and get me to my goals? Create habits. Create habits and remind yourself of those habits. What habits am I creating to drive results and hit the intended target? So habits, and that's a good one too, is a habit like you get home or you have spare time and you need to create a habit of taking action, doing your research, taking notes, mainly just taking action, following up with individuals. That's a habit. You need to create a habit of following up, and you need to create a habit of taking action. You can research and you can do this, which is self-education, as I stated a while back, but you need a creative habit of taking action to push you to get to your goal. Yeah. What am I going to do? What am I going to try this upcoming week? Try new things, right? So, what did I do the following week? Did I try anything new? That goes as far as reviewing what you did the previous week. What am I going to do the following week? What did I do the previous week? What am I going to do the following week? Try new things, meet new people, and get more experience out there. Because, dude, life is endless. Well, not endless, but time isn't endless either. But the limits are endless. There's no limitations to what you can achieve if you put your mind to it and you take action to get to it. Yeah, so what specific actions am I going to take that will benefit my growth? What am I going to try? Yep, I've already stated that. Now, create habits and remind yourself of those habits. What habits am I creating to drive results and hit the intended target? We stated that. And what are your priorities? And what are you making? Where are you making time for them in the week, month, year? What are your priorities? What are your goals? And are you making time throughout the week, the month, the year, each day of the week? Are you making time to sit back and actually take action to get to your goal? And, those are priorities. Like my goal is I want to make 7 figures, whatever the case may be. I want to get this car. I want to get as I like to call it, financially fair. If I want to get a job at this place, or if I want to meet up with this individual, that's a priority. And am I making time throughout the week or the day to make that priority a reality? If that makes sense, right? So that right there, that's the basic rundown. See, that was simple right there. Basic rundown of that. But that's not what I wanted to say. I mean, I said it, but that's not what I really wanted to attack today. What I really wanted to attack today is this. Silence. Yeah? A lot of times, whenever you tell somebody your goals, right? I'm going to move you guys up here. A lot of times, whenever you tell somebody your goals, or you tell them your dreams, if you want to call it, and for instance, an example like I stated in the other episode of the podcast, I tell somebody, hey, I want to make 7 figures, or I want to make my dreams or my goals a reality. A lot of times, people are going to silence you. They're going to try to take your goal away from you and say, no, it's not possible. You can't do that. Nobody's ever done it before. What makes you think you can do it? And you want to stay away from people who try to silence you. And so that's the biggest thing I could ever say right there is don't let anybody silence you. Do not be silenced. If you have the courage to think it and you have the courage to speak it, you can have the courage to take action. And if you have the courage to do all those things, it's inevitable not to win. So whenever anybody tries to bring silence to you, don't let it happen. Like this right here, silence. We don't do that. We will not be silent when it comes to our goals because we are driven. We know as a fact that we are going to make our goals a reality, and we're not going to let anybody stand in our way. And that can be friends, family, acquaintances. If they don't believe in you, cut them out. And that's as simple as that, man. Like, if you're serious about your goals and you're serious about taking action to get to where you want to go, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to try to silence that from you, and they're going to try to take that strive and that drive away from you. So be aware of those people and never stay silent. Always speak your mind. And if you can speak it, like I stated, if you have the courage to speak it and you have the courage to think it, you can always take action. And if you can take action, you can stay away from people who are trying to silence you, you're going to win. In the meantime, thank you all for viewing this episode of the Dapper podcast. It was quite a short episode, but I wanted to get the point out there, and I wanted to make this very clear. In the meantime, as always, have a good day, a good night. Thank you for viewing this episode, and I'm looking forward to producing more content. In the meantime, you'll have a good one. And like I said, remember what I said. Don't let silence be the death of you. All right, folks, have a good one. Bye.